All right. Let me pull up all my chats and get going. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Okay. Here we are. Good morning, YouTube. Hello. Looking good. Yeah, video quality. All right. Well, let me get screen share set up for all the other platforms. And we are. We're all good. Have a look. I don't think I have anything tagged. Since I last saw you last night. Nope, I do not, but I know Miss Steph has been at it. Good morning, Steph. How you doing? You're the best. Not do this without you lately. So awesome. All right. Friday, November 11th. Here we go. Morning time. Get our daily schedule from the White House. President greets the Prime Minister of Hungary. President participates in bilateral lunch with Prime Minister of Hungary before noon. Then departs the White House en route to Palm Beach later this afternoon around 3:30 or 4. Report claims DOJ is looking into the DC mayor's Dubai trip. Oh, after an investigation by local news channel, 7 News. Okay, now I got to know about the investigation by 7 News. I've not heard of this. Come on, 7 News. What happened? Seven News. Bowser. Bye. Here we go. This is from 6 months or so ago. Mayor's office seeks signature for donation agreement from Qatar 2 years after trip. Oh no, even this is an update. Where's the original? Gosh darn it. I think this is it.
Is paying for DC Mayor Muriel Bowser's trips around the world? We've been asking that question for months now and have gotten different
No, even this one's an update. My goodness.
answers from the
This has been an ongoing thing from them for a long time, it seems. Good for them.
mayor's office.
Now, I-Team reporter Scott Taylor has uncovered the nation of Qatar paid for the mayor and 4 staff members who traveled to its country. This was in 2023. Scott, what else are we learning about where this money came from?
Well, we're talking about a lot of money, Michelle, almost $62,000. We discovered that from a letter from the embassy
Certainly nothing to sneeze at.
of Qatar to the
I mean, I guess whether or not it's a lot of money kind of depends on your point of view. There's certainly much larger sums of money that change hands in these realms, but that is still nothing to sneeze at.
mayor's office. The mayor's office told us twice who paid for the trip, and both times what they said just wasn't true.
Oh,
DC tells 7 News it doesn't have any travel expense records filed by DC Mayor Muriel Bowser for trips to the Masters Golf Tournament,
oh yeah.
Dubai, Miami, or Mar-a-Lago.
That's right. Yeah.
Within the past 3 years. In December
Or Mar-a-Lago, huh? Really? What?
2023, Bowser and 4 staff members, including her chief of staff, Lindsay Parker, took a trip to Doha, Qatar. They attended the United Nations Climate Conference in
Of course they did. An international trip to one of the world's centers for the rich, ultra-wealthy, for a climate conference.
Dubai. Only 2 travel expense records have been filed. Parker appears to be doing what's required by DC code, but it's not cheap. He cost taxpayers $3,500 for a 3-night stay at the Atlantis Palm Hotel in Dubai.
Yeah. Vaguely remembering some of this now. It's been a while, but I'm recalling this.
A 2-night stay at the Aloft Hotel in Dubai.
Oh, good morning, Methods. I got to get back to you. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna check the. So my Twitter app is like it's logged into my personal account. So you know what? We should just chat on there. So yeah, I think you follow it now. So I'll DM you on there. But yeah, we gotta catch up and do something together. And hello everyone else. I see you out there. Good morning. Yeah, this is I remember this being a pretty interesting story. Disappeared some time ago. Just kind of dropped off the radar after all those updates. So now we got the DOJ looking into this now. That's good.
Breaking news at the alert desk. Questioning from the 7 News I-team about D.C. Mayor Bowser's trip to Dubai has led to a DOJ investigation. The New York Times reports federal prosecutors have started a corruption investigation into that foreign trip with Bowser and her staff. It cost more than $61,000, and I-team investigator Scott Taylor uncovered that Qatar paid for it. Not only that, that trip and the cost for it was not approved under the rules Bowser established herself. She later told Scott that her office made a mistake. This isn't the first time Qatar has been connected to questionable gifts. President Trump accepted a 747 airline.
Yeah, all that. Okay, whatever. So, where's this coming from? I'm wondering first off. It just says DOJ, but who at DOJ? What at DOJ? DOJ is a very big place. Didn't really seem to mention. Okay, weird. Definitely notable. Catherine Herridge, I have exciting personal news. This Sunday, I'll be launching for her. New weekly show, straight to the point with Catherine Herridge. This means more investigations and more big interviews that demand accountability. First of its kind collaboration with the LA Times media group. Our team, okay, that would be my next question, retains 100% editorial control, and I remain an independent journalist. Good. Good move by the LA Times, too. This partnership acknowledges the media marketplace is changing. Time to get straight to the point. All right, let's see it.
Hello, everyone. I have exciting personal news. Because of your support for fact-driven journalism, we're expanding. This week, we're launching Straight to the Point with Catherine Herridge, a new weekly show with the same mission, telling stories with impact. You can expect the same hard-hitting investigations and interviews that demand accountability. In this new venture, we're partnering with the LA Times Media Group in a first-of-its-kind collaboration. They're not buying us. They're not telling us what to do.
Yeah, so how's that work?
We retain 100% editorial control. I remain...
Sounds like, I mean, I assume they probably providing some of the back-end talent to, you know, make this happen. I don't know if they film it for her. I'm sure they're airing it on their site and, you know, getting advertising revenue. But sounds like that's it. That's an interesting way of doing things. Okay.
An independent journalist. This partnership will allow our team to create more original content and deliver a weekly news show direct to you where you get your news on your phone, on your tablet, and on the social media platforms. This partnership is special. It acknowledges the importance of diverse voices and the fact that the media marketplace is changing. So we'll see you this week on Straight to the Point.
I'll be watching that. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what the frickin' deal with that is. Audio of the clips being doubled. Yeah, I don't know. Puzzles the heck out of me because, you know, when I look at it in OBS here, sorry, I know that's goofy looking, but, you know, I'm going to try like Streamlabs instead, see if that plays a little more nicely than OBS does, but I just have the one screen capture source. There's just one source audio. It's not even, I think it's even a mono source. It's not even stereo. Oops. Where do I pull that up from? Advanced audio. Yeah. It's mono. I have no idea why it's doing it. Totally bizarre. Can't figure it out. But I'm gonna try swapping over to monitor and output, and OBS will do that, which yeah, I checked that. Yep. Look for that. No, you're cool, man. Yeah, it's been puzzling. It's been puzzling me. I'm gonna try Streamlabs instead. I don't know if it's something weird with Macs. No clue. New to Mac, so. All right, let's keep going. Fox Nation's Patriot of the Year.
Please join me.
Wow. Melania Trump, huh? What is this business? The Patriot Awards? In New York? Live from New York? Yeah, guess so.
Thank you, Mr. Hannity, Fox Nation.
That accent, love it.
And all of the American patriots here in the audience and at home. Without you, I wouldn't be standing here today. I applaud American dreamers and innovators who embrace originality. Let's embrace the spirit of ambition. Let's celebrate everyone who dares.
Well, I don't want Fox Nation to like pop me with a copyright strike or some bullshit, but that's cool. I mean, good for her. Senate's in session at noon today. May attempt test vote related to revised package at end of government shutdown. Would need, of course, 60 days. So I doubt it. Whoa, what the frick? Multiple people at Joint Base Andrews fall ill after suspicious package delivered? Huh? White powder. Oh, God. So, did the package contain anything else, like a letter or anything? No, guess not. Package contained an unknown white powder. First responders had determined there was no immediate threat and had turned the scene over to OSI. Initial field tests by the hazmat team did not detect anything hazardous. This could just be people psyching themselves out, seeing some unknown white powder in a package and assuming anthrax and having a meltdown. Could happen. Musk on the long-term effects of AI.
Even today, you've mentioned, though, that in a post-scarcity world, the role of money could diminish or become obsolete. Given that much of today's power, including yours, is tied to wealth, do you think achieving this abundance would require powerful people to relinquish their power? And how might we address resistance from those who hold power to make this vision a reality?
Well, I mean, I think actually long-term, the AI is going to be in charge, to be totally frank, not humans. If artificial intelligence vastly exceeds the sum of human intelligence, it is difficult to imagine that any humans will actually be in charge. So we just need to make sure the AI is friendly.
Or we could just not gamble with the entirety of everything. The sum of all that we've done. Maybe we could just not do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy for thinking like that, but who knows? Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America. I mean, she's definitely up there. But worse than, I don't know, worse than Newsom? Worse than... Let's see, what's this all about?
The Empire State.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard this last night. Elise Stefanik is running for governor in New York.
Has fallen.
People are just going crazy over the amount of taxes here.
There's no question, New York is facing an affordability crisis.
Escape from New York, the tax base has been fleeing the Empire State.
Top leaders in New York City say a wave of migrant crime has washed over the city. Foreign gang members terrorizing innocent New Yorkers. Complete disregard for the law.
And Kathy Hochul's failed policies are to blame.
Worst governor in America. Worst governor in America. Worst governor in America.
Kathy Hochul made New York the most unaffordable state in the nation, crushing families with sky-high taxes, unaffordable rent, soaring energy costs, and record-high grocery bills. And cozied up to a defund the police, tax-hiking, anti-Semitic communist.
We came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
I can hear you.
But from the ashes of Kathy Hochul's failed policies, New York will rise, like we always do. The spirit of the Empire State cannot be broken. All we need is a courageous leader, ready for the fight. Elise Stefanik will make New York affordable and safe.
People in New York, no matter if you're a Republican, Independent, or Democrat, enough is enough. We are the most unaffordable state in the nation because of single-party Democrat rule led by Kathy Hochul.
It's going to be really interesting to see, you know, assuming she can pull it off, which she very well may, considering what just happened in New York City. I think the backlash to that will be rather intense from the suburbs and a lot of, you know, a lot of the more conservative areas in New York might not take too kindly to what just happened. Could mobilize. We'll see. It'd be interesting to see a kind of that clash between having one of our people as governor and Zoran as mayor of New York City.
Working mom, congresswoman, and fighter, Elise knows families
It would be ground zero for the battle right there.
Need more help, and she'll make New York affordable. That's why she authored and passed the largest middle-class tax cut in New York's history, letting working families keep more of their hard-earned money. Elise will reduce your energy, utility, and grocery bills. She fought woke insanity in our schools, stood proudly with law enforcement, championed small businesses, and will never back down from fighting for New York families. With everything on the line, we need someone who will deliver results and make New York affordable and safe for families and small businesses to not just survive, but thrive. Elise Stefanik will clean up Kathy Hochul's catastrophe and restore New York's greatness. Elise Stefanik for governor. It's time to save New York.
Definitely be something. I mean, especially after what just happened. Oh. Sam Altman subpoena incident? What happened? Lawyer jumps on stage to subpoena Sam Altman during an event? What? That's great. That's fantastic. Our public defender successfully subpoenaed Sam Altman to appear at our trial, where we will be tried for non-violently blocking the front door of OpenAI on multiple occasions and blocking the road in front of their office. Oh. All of our non-violent actions against OpenAI were an attempt to slow OpenAI down in their attempted murder of everyone and every living thing on Earth. Hey, he might not be wrong. I mean, who knows? This trial will be the first time in human history where a jury of normal people are asked about the extinction threat that AI poses to humanity. That actually could indeed turn into a really interesting trial. Like, whoa. Wow. Okay. Especially considering they'll have to, you know, he'll have to show up now.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead. We know. Can you take him off the stage? Wow, getting off to a dramatic start already. Well, the conference many years ago.
Bravo. It's definitely something to watch. I don't know when we get a time frame on that. When is it supposed to start up? If we have any details here. Yep, public defender successfully subpoenaed Sam Altman. We already read that post. Okay. California considers a person to have been served court papers even if they refuse to physically take the subpoena. And they got it on video too, so I guess we'll see how it goes. James Carville says he'd bet a lot of money that Democrats will pack the Supreme Court if they regain power in 2028. Yeah, I'd bet a lot of money too. Because they will. Major airlines say they're planning to cancel hundreds of flights on Friday out of thousands of daily flights, as the FAA is set to begin limiting flight capacity at 40 major airports amid the shutdown.
This morning, flight reductions at 40 major airports are beginning to take effect. The FAA has ordered airlines to reduce flights at so-called high-impact airports by 4% this morning. That will gradually increase to 10% of flights.
So which ones?
By next Friday. Airlines not following the rules will be hit with a $75,000 fine per flight over the limit.
This is going to be huge. So on a given...
Oh, so it's like they can just violate it at will?
Day in the U.S., there might be 100 to 200.
Just pay a cute little fine.
Flights canceled. This is going to be 4,000. And mind you, it's not just canceled flights. Because of these canceled flights, there's going to be thousands more delays as well. And by the way, the 10% is just a starting point. They could ramp that up as more and more controllers call out.
The FAA says the air traffic reduction is needed for safety because of the shortage of air traffic controllers and TSA agents during the government shutdown. They're being
yeah, wonderful.
Forced to work without pay, and many are calling out sick. American Airlines beginning today will cancel about 220 of its 6,000 daily departures. Delta is canceling 170 per day, and United fewer than 200 per day through Sunday. It compares the impact to that of a medium-sized storm and says half of passengers on flights canceled today rebooked on other flights within 4 hours.
If you're in a market with only 2 small regional flights and you cancel one or both of them, that's a huge impact to that market. We want to avoid that. And so what we're doing is really spreading it around the system.
Multiple airlines are offering refunds and free changes for impacted flights. And while travelers are frustrated,
my sister and I both were planning on going there. And
yeah, this is a bad time of year to be messing with travel. I mean, shoot, I was hoping to travel here soon, but I'm still waiting for my license to arrive. Can't do it for the time being. Democrats' resistance stymies the DOJ Stephen Miller doxing case. So what's this one about? Justice Department's push to investigate a progressive activist accused of doxing Stephen Miller. I guess what his address and whatnot. Behind a paywall, but there you go. Stormy Daniels back on the air, huh? Making the rounds again. Village Bicycle.
All that defines me, and the best part about when the people come in, the hecklers or the trolls, is they sit there and they don't get any of that until the end. My favorite part of the show is, of course, I do my set and I talk about everything from my time in my other industry to being a mom to horses to, yes, political stuff. But the best part is when people come in tonight, they will get a note card and a pen, and they get to write questions, and it's anonymous but live Q&A. So for those who follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, they know that it's don't ask something you don't want to know the answer to. Really? Put it that way, because I have all.
Yeah, I bet you have literally no filter whatsoever, just like any female comic ever. And it's all gross and disgusting, because that's all you can do. Clockwork, these people. All the same. All the same. I don't even need to see it. Don't want to see it. Don't need to see it. Supreme Court considers Kim Davis petition to overturn same-sex marriage ruling. What?
Favor of same-sex marriage across the United States. 10 years after the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage across the United States, it could now be overturned. Senior Washington correspondent
Ooh-wee. Dang.
Devin Dwyer is on the story for us. All right, give us the deal, Devin. Who is actually asking the justices to overturn this?
So how so? Yeah, how's this going to work? Let's see.
Well, in recent years, Kira, we've been waiting for a case like this as some of the sentiment in the country has started to shift a little bit, soften rather, against same-sex marriage. There's been a lot.
You bet.
A lot of talk about whether the justices will get a chance to reconsider the case. And as you said there, they are getting that opportunity next month. We've learned that Kim Davis, she's that Kentucky clerk from back in 2015 that was at the center of international controversy when she refused to issue marriage licenses to a gay couple in
Oh, yeah. Remember that? Okay.
Kentucky in defiance of the Supreme Court. She spent 6 days in jail. She lost a defamation suit. She had to pay $100,000 in damages, $260,000 in legal fees. That's what she's appealing to the Supreme Court, but it's the first time, Kira, that anyone has technically asked the justices explicitly to overturn Obergefell v. Hodges, which was that landmark ruling. And she does just that. Her counsel in this petition, which was filed last week, says that decision was egregiously wrong. And
I mean, yeah, it was.
If that sounds familiar, that's the same type of argument that was made by opponents of abortion when they sought to overturn Roe versus Wade just a few years ago. So a lot of eyes on this petition. It's unclear whether the court will take it up.
Wow. That would be... Ooh, I don't know. Could end up just sending these wackos into overdrive, you know. I don't know that would end up being a good thing. On one hand, of course it would be, but on the other hand, I don't know. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has launched an investigation into potential fraud involving $9 billion in federal contracts. Not too bad. Kind of a drop in the bucket, really, but every little bit counts. It does. I mean, it's how we got here to begin with, so. O'Keefe. Oh, so this is following an O'Keefe investigation. This is the... Yeah, all that stuff. Okay, good. Yeah, if they're investigating just one here to the tune of $9 billion, there's a lot more than that. They just got to keep going after the rest of those kinds of companies. The 8A fraud, yeah, that was a crazy story. On the Native American owned pass-through businesses like Ford. A racket. A racial racket. Disgusting. Left has shown us they're willing to do anything at this point. Who this? Who do we got? Will Kane and... Oh, okay. Debate the consequences of removing the filibuster. All right, let's hear it.
We can't always worry about, well, we can't do something because won't the left do it? The left has shown us they're willing to do anything at this point.
So
it's, yeah.
You're echoing the line we heard from J.D. Vance, Vice President at the Turning Point USA event. He says the right shouldn't be afraid of doing things because of what the left will do in the future. They're going to do those things anyway in the future. And I like that line, and I like what you're suggesting. I think there's a realism to what you're talking about. But it does reduce us to political warfare, pure political warfare, a pure game of power. There are no principles. There is simply power.
Well, here's the thing is, I would argue that you can't be worried about principles when, what was it, 2 days ago, the people of Virginia elected a man, Jay Jones, who advocated for the murder of his opponents and their children.
Yeah.
Now he's the Attorney General, incoming Attorney General of Virginia. These are extraordinary times.
Yeah, I know. I think that's right. Look, I don't think it's a pretty good argument at all to be afraid of what something is going to happen in the future, or if Democrats get rid of the. I fully expect them to. But
yeah, they will. They absolutely will, as soon as it's convenient for them. And then they'll pack the court, and they'll do all the other things they want to do.
I think there's a political price to be paid. I don't particularly.
Just, I mean, it's only a matter of time.
We want to pay it. But more importantly, from my standpoint, it's the scale of the legislative ambition, right? We are talking about, with Trump and his Truth Social, he was talking about voter ID. Very admirable goal. We should definitely get that done. No question about it. They're talking about breaking the Supreme Court, adding D.C.
Yep.
in Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Single-payer health care, amnesty for all illegal immigrants. Like
they will break the entire country.
The scale of voter ID versus like a fundamental remake of your country, to me, I just don't want to make it any easier for them to get down that path.
Yeah. Really kind of at the point we're at. Unfortunately, it's just the reality of things. I don't know. I think a couple of years ago, I might have had a different answer. But here we are. President Xi Jinping has officially commissioned the Fujian CV-18, China's first aircraft carrier with an electromagnetic catapult system, and will join after they finish, if and when. They will. They're good at this stuff. They will join the U.S. as the only nation operating an emails-equipped carrier. No good. It's bad news. Relax in YouTube chat asks him, are you going to move? Am I going to move? What I mean, after Spamberger won, I mean, I kind of, I don't know, it definitely worries me. So, I don't know. Wow. I guess it's already out there. It's already working, huh? It is. Attorneys for January 6th defendants face lawsuits for plagiarism. What? This should be interesting. Who's suing them? A Texas-based researcher has filed several lawsuits against lawyers who represented defendants in the J6 attack on the U.S. Capitol, alleging some of the attorneys pirated her research and used it in court without paying for it. One Lindsay Olson. I don't know. I don't recall hearing of her before. The Olson. Give it a search here. Nope, I just see a bunch of hoes. Did I spell it right? I did. Leah Olson. Yep. A bunch of hoes. No idea. Never heard of you. Each lawyer exploited the entire written report for the very same purpose that she created it, which was to use it in support of a motion to transfer venue out of D.C. The report has a fair market value of $30,000 per case. Wow, she expected them to pay her $30,000 each. God. All right. Some people just have no shame. All right. I have no idea who she is. Never heard of this. I mean, sounds kind of sleazy, if you ask me. Senate to vote. Back here. Senate to vote on full year funding for military veterans affairs and SNAP and latest bid to end record shutdown. Doubt that's going to work. Mike Davis. Dear Andrew Weissman, here's a public court order for the new grand jury impaneling on January 12, 2026 in Fort Pierce, Florida. Is it a Rule 6E violation to read this, you clown? What? Miami U.S. Attorney Jason Quinones is impaneling a new grand jury in Fort Pierce, Florida. Doesn't say anything else. Oh no. Not sure.
The Democrats, supposedly we were told today at lunch that we're going to have a vote tomorrow and that the so-called moderate Democrats have come together and they're going to support us. I think they're still stamping their little feet. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it.
They will support us. And I've never believed any of this stuff. Around here, it's not what you say, it's what you do that shows what you believe, and everything else is just cottage cheese. I think we're going to be shut down at least 10 more days, maybe 2 weeks, maybe longer than that. The Democrats
say so. But that's what the betting markets say anyway, right? Beyond the 15th, at least. Russiagate subpoenas sent out by grand jury as Comey prosecution unearths new revelations. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Of course it does. Of course new stuff's coming out of this. Oh yeah. More than 24 Russiagate-related subpoenas are being sent out. Just News has learned, coming at the same time that the Justice Department's prosecution of James Comey has resulted in the release of a host of new info about the fired FBI director, as well as about the Bureau's secret stashing away of details on its investigations into Donald Trump. Some of the subpoenas were sent out Thursday, and more are likely to be sent Friday. Today. Hey. Any idea who to? No. I bet it's to some interesting names. Whoa, bioweapons on campus? What's this? Chinese nationals caught smuggling genetically modified pathogens into America.
Gordon, it seems that you and I have been talking about this kind of story, I don't know, 20 years? This has been going on for years, yet all we hear is about how great it is to have Chinese students in the United States of America. No offense, I'm sure they're great Chinese students, but this is a threat that, frankly, we don't need and we shouldn't be tolerating.
Certainly. And we know that about 13% or so of those Chinese students engage in espionage. When you consider that in 2024, there were 277,000 Chinese nationals in our school, 13% is a big number. And it's especially a big number if you double that, as President Trump had talked about. But the other thing, of course, is that we have seen at the University of Michigan now this year 2 incidents of Chinese trying to bring in genetically modified pathogens. Those were dangerous to our food supply. This is a biological weapons attack. These were weapons of mass destruction. This was an attack on the United States. And unfortunately, the Chinese nationals are only going to get light sentences. As a matter of fact, one of them from June was actually removed from the U.S. after she pled guilty. We should be sending these people to Guantanamo because these are enemy combatants.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Probably far bigger than we realize. Trump appointee Paul Ingrassia slaps Politico. All good for him with a $150 million defamation lawsuit after fake news smear campaign. All those messages getting dropped out there. I assume. Got to be something to do with that. Okay, suit filed in Virginia, confirmed by his counsel. Targets Politico's October 9th article by Lippman titled Key Trump Nominee Accused of Sexual Harassment. It's about that, huh? Wow. No joke. Wow. After 208 years in print, the Farmer's Almanac is going out of business, with its final edition for 2026 now available.
I remember
You gotta be kidding me. That's crazy.
using the almanac for any kind of important event coming up in our lives in my house. In the days before the internet, if you wanted to find out what
Yeah, it was the thing.
the weather would be like on a certain date. I know I sound like I like wrote on walls with a. If you wanted to know what time high tide would roll in or which month would be best to plant your tomatoes, you would consult the Farmer's Almanac. If it sounds a little outdated to look in a book to check the weather, well, sadly, it probably is.
Wow. That's sign of the times, man. Jeez.
Makers of this American institution have announced 2026 will be the final year of publication, the end of an era. It was first published in 1818, and the almanac was a staple in American households with folklore and advice on gardening, fishing, and astronomical events. It used a secret formula to predict the weather that included sunspots and lunar cycles, and makers say it had been almost 80% accurate in its 207 years. I can remember it being so spot on. A more recent study from the University of Illinois says it's more like 52%. But guys, that's not bad.
No, that's not saying,
no.
So you got a chance.
Yeah, it's like it's basically like a quarter.
52% too.
Yeah. The publishers posted an announcement calling it the season we hoped had never come. They went on to write that although the almanac will no longer be available in
Well, sounds like at least, yeah, I see, thank you out there, Sally Chance. This is, of course, not the only almanac out there. One of the big ones, but the Old Farmer's Almanac, which has been around longer even, since 1792. Making it the oldest continuously published periodical in North America. Still published every September. Oh. Thankfully, still got that. China's exports unexpectedly fell in October. Worst outcome since February. Following months of front-loading, that's right, to beat the tariffs. Secretary Hegseth announced the Department of War carried out a lethal kinetic strike in international waters of the Caribbean. Another one. Bye-bye. Poof. Strike killed 3 male narco-terrorists aboard the vessel. No U.S. forces harmed. Oh boy. Muslim students at University of North Florida counter Islam stereotypes in viral booth exchange. What is this? Man approaches a group called the Muslim Students Association to ask them very basic questions about Islam and why they're there. Oh, this should be interesting.
Hi, what's up?
Hello.
What's
we're
up?
the Muslim Student Association.
Cool. Do we all speak Arabic here?
She speaks Arabic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we trying to encourage here today?
We're just spreading Islam and, trying to just get destigmatized, like misconceptions around Muslims and, what people think of us, what the media shows them. We're trying to, change that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about Islam do you want to change the public perception of?
Things that were violent, that Islam is oppressive with women, that we hate Jesus, a bunch of misconceptions like that. We're trying to change it. Islam literally translates to peace. It's a religion of peace.
Islam does not translate to peace.
It does.
The word Islam translates to submission to the will of Allah.
No.
It does. It does.
Islam? No.
You know this.
The word Islam translates to peace.
But you know that's what it means.
That's
Islam means
itself.
submission to the will of Allah.
Yes.
You know that, right? So it means submission to the will of Allah, not peace.
Look at this one.
But the word Islam translates to peace.
No, that's salam.
Linguistically.
Salam.
Yeah, and the root word comes from what?
Salam.
Peace.
Salam, exactly, that's peace. Islam is submission.
It's a religion of peace. That's the point.
Should we be stoning the gays?
Well,
should we be killing and taxing the non-believers?
It's not. Okay. So
I'm asking you.
There's laws to it.
There's laws to it, huh? Yeah, precisely. Yeah, laws that say that all non-believers must be either taxed or killed. Got him. Not bad. Now, the tax is supposed to be a reasonable tax from what I know, but still a tax. It's still ridiculous. Either that or death. The willingness to lie, like, right, just so blatantly. That was interesting. NEC director Kevin Hassett. Well, let's see.
But the thing I want everybody to listen to right now from this White House is that they are not going to slow down our agenda. They are not going to upend our agenda. That we're working every day so that when the government gets open, we can, basically fire hose new policies at the Senate and get everything that we can possibly think of accomplished this year if they open the government. So President Trump, they're trying to slow down President Trump's agenda, but they're not going to be able to do it. They need to give up that thought and put the American people first. But the thing I
really wonder what exactly is going to bring this whole thing to a close. They are clearly willing to go the distance here. So what's going to get them to do it? Russia could launch limited attack on NATO at any time. German general says at any time. Okay, Russia has capacity for a limited attack against NATO territory at any time, but a decision to act would depend on the Western allies' posture. Of course. If you look at Russia's current capabilities and combat power, Russia could kick off a small-scale attack against NATO territory early as tomorrow. Small, quick, regionally limited, nothing big. Russia's too tied down in Ukraine for that. Yeah, I don't see, especially at this point, after, how long's it been? Almost 3 years? More than, it's been more than 3 years? 2 years? I don't even know. There's no way they would do this. They'd be idiots to do that. I don't buy it. Sorry, German general. I don't believe it. Okay, next week, Letitia James and James Comey both argue for dismissal of their cases. Hearing in Alexandria federal court, they argue prosecutor Lindsay Halligan was unlawfully appointed. Supreme Court set to decide today whether they'll take up, Judicial Watch's successful case that found the counting of ballots received after Election Day is unlawful. Wow. President Trump says he's glad to see the stench of Nancy Pelosi go. I'll read his post out directly here. Nancy Pelosi, the old and broken political hack who impeached me twice and lost, is finally calling it quits. She illegally made a fortune in the stock market, ripped off the American public, and was a disaster for America. I'm glad to see the stench of Nancy Pelosi go. Indeed. I'm sure the insider trading, however, will absolutely remain. She's going to keep doing that. Just we won't get to know about it anymore. Okay, West Virginia State Senator invites over 24 Maryland and Virginia counties to join the state. What? Hold up. Which ones? I mean, I'll move there. If they do this, I'll do it. West Virginia State Senator, where is it? Chris Rose unveiled the resolution in a news release, which invited 27 counties in Virginia and 3 in Maryland to join West Virginia. But the counties would need approval from both state legislatures, Congress. Which just, I don't see how that can happen. Not now. Trump continuing to push on terminating the filibuster. Just say no, N-O, nuclear option. Terminate the filibuster. Wow. Flight reductions at 40 airports. Oof. Including mine, of course. Way to go, guys. Trump admin reveals over 100 investigations into H-1B abuses. Hey, that's good. As it pledges every resource to protect U.S. jobs. Good. It's all semi-related. All right. Department of Labor has revealed it has launched at least 175 ongoing investigations targeting potential abuses within the H-1B program. Okay, Project Firewall, they're calling it, launched September to ensure that employers prioritize qualified Americans. Good, for job positions, and do not abuse the H-1B program, which they do. Absolutely do. Sorry. Oof. Bit of bone there. That's fun. Bone graft, I guess. They bone graft with the extraction. That's what I'd done the other day. I got little like chunks of bone coming out. Ugh. Really weird. Okay, where were we next here? Kayleigh McEnany obliterates Nancy Pelosi. Boomer feminists. Yes. I know, salty nutsack. Terrible, 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 terrible.
When I listen to what she said as she exits the door, I've always honored the song of St. Francis, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace, the anthem of our city. I'm not going to question her faith. I know she's a devout Catholic, so I'll leave that there. But an instrument of peace, I looked up some things that she has said. First, we all remember the State of the Union 2020 when she ripped it. She ripped the State of the Union. That was after, by the way, in that State of the Union, they honored a Tuskegee airman. They brought home a loved one from overseas who got to reunite with his wife and his family. She ripped it up. Then there was that time she called Trump the domestic enemy sitting in the White House. So
Yeah,
she
she
called
did
him
that.
a domestic enemy, instrument of peace. She was, though. That's what she says. She said 30% of the Republican Party has different views towards women and people of color and LGBTQ. That's an instrument of peace, if you ask me. And then the stunner, a vile creature, she called Trump the worst thing on planet Earth. She was not an instrument of peace. She was an instrument of division. And now she gets to exit stage left. When I listened to what she said.
He gets to keep doing that insider trading, though. I guarantee you those connections are still maintained. Those are not going anywhere. Only now, it just won't be reported, and we won't get to see and trade along with her. Oh, well.
We give you life and love, and we need to be protected. There needs to be laws in place to protect people from going in
What is this? Huh?
the restrooms with women. Strict fines and felonies. That needs to happen. It's okay that we made a mistake somewhere along the lines
Okay, so this person confronted a trans woman at an LA gym.
as a nation, but we can fix this mistake very quickly.
Yeah. In California, I'm just going to read this, okay? Under California state law, businesses are not allowed to discriminate against a customer based on how someone identifies. I mean, so for you in a gym who just wants to work out, how do you get to a solution?
The only solution is being rooted in truth. Right now, the whole entire ideology is built in lies. These are men who believe that they are women, and there's nothing wrong with that, but let's call it like it is. They're not transgender women. They're not transgender men. They are transsexuals, people, and the reason why we can't reach a solution is because we're not being honest about what's happening here. These are men that believe they're women, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, except for all the things that are wrong with that, but okay. We'll go with that.
Saved. That's what America is built on. Land of the free and home of the brave.
Yeah.
And I believe that in the end, after this crazy incident, there will be protections and laws in place for women, first and foremost, to protect us. Immediately, they need to have this revoked, and they cannot enter women's spaces from this day forward. As long as I'm alive, every woman will be safe. Every man will be safe, because men are dealing with it in their restrooms too, and they don't like it. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
Transsexuals are different. They need different spaces and different.
Yeah, like, you know, what are they called? State-run mental institutions.
Laws to protect them. Our reproductive rights have nothing to do with transsexuals. They're not trans women or men. They're men and women who are transferring over, and they're sexual. They're transsexuals, people.
Well,
Let's call
I
it like
fully
it is.
respect your opinion. Tish, let me ask you this. How did we get here?
Lies is how we got here. No one was being honest. Everybody.
I want to see. Show me the viral incident, man. Talk about the viral incident. I want to see the viral incident. Only showed a little bit. Oh well. Trump admin has asked a federal appeals court for an emergency pause on a federal judge's order to fully fund SNAP benefits this month. Okay. Admin agreed earlier this week to use $4.65 billion in contingency funds to cover about 65% of the benefits that eligible households would ordinarily receive. But it's argued that it cannot draw from additional funds set aside for child nutrition programs. It is Section 32 funding to fully fund SNAP. It's free. Swap your EBT. Okay, well, dang, we're out of goods, you guys. My goodness. If anyone else has links, lay them on me. No, I guess you can, I guess you can't drop links in YouTube. But you got stories. You can drop headlines. You can copy and paste headlines. I'll search them up.
I think the Democrats are still a mess. I truly believe they're a mess just because there is, what this shows to me is, again, there is this underlying potential energy within the United States of America that is much larger than I think any of us could have imagined. And channeling that energy directionally will be the challenge for whoever wants to harness it. I still don't believe they're doing that. I think the Democrats are still a mess.
Oh, yeah. You bet they are, buddy. All right, let's see what we can find here. Oh, Sydney Sweeney kicking ass in this interview.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted
to give you an opportunity to, like, you know, address that.
Give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I...
People are the worst people. The worst people.
I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
Best answer ever. Fantastic. The interviewer, though, my God. Could you be more cringe? Turbo ultra cringe. All right, give me some more. Federal agents have rounded up. Oh, that's old. That's old news, man. That's yesterday. I mean, I guess we'll check it out. Rounded up 1,500 illegal aliens in Houston.
ICE announcing it made 1,500 arrests during a 10-day operation in Houston last month. The agency says they now
That's decent. That's quite a few.
have 17 gang members, 40 aggravated felons, 1 convicted murderer, and 13 sexual predators, along with many other criminal aliens and immigration offenders. That's more than double the arrests made in a similar operation in August. ICE announced
We just want to say thank you.
Yeah. That's nothing. More liberal white women doing stupid crap.
They are trying to deport United States citizens by erasing them from databases. ISIS flagging people with Hispanic last names. So if you get stopped at a traffic light and they're asking for your license and they say, oh, your license is not here, give me your social security number. Oh, your social security number is not here. Well, that probably means ICE removed you from the database.
Probably means you never should have had a social security number to begin with.
So that they could deport you illegally.
Basically, you guys told me you have no idea who I am or what I am, yet I gave you my license. What is happening? And then, like, you asked for my social security number. That's never happened before. He's like, well, in all honesty, you can thank ICE for this one. I was like, what? He's like, you know, your name. I was like, so because I have a Hispanic last name, I'm flagged in ICE? He's like, well, you're not just flagged, you're kind of removed from everything. So I almost got arrested because...
And yet here you are.
Please.
It sounds like you didn't almost get arrested because you didn't get arrested.
Please spread this information. This is absolutely insane. I just saw this guy's TikTok. I'm going to tag him. You have to look at his entire story. This is terrifying.
No, sounds pretty routine. All right, did I tag something fresh here? Yeah, what's this? Ooh, Disney. we have here. Wow. What the heck? 4 deaths in 3 weeks at Disney resorts.
Back now to a story that nobody else is talking about. Certainly
What happened?
not ABC News because of a serious conflict of interest there, but the happiest place on earth, not so happy lately.
I mean, it's a big place and people do die. Like, are these natural deaths, like heart attack deaths? Or is this like accidental death type stuff?
4 people have died at Disney resorts, 3 at Disney World in Florida and 1 at Disneyland in California, all in just 3 weeks' time. 2 people committing suicide, and Disney hasn't said a word.
Oh, weird.
About
who commits suicide at Disney World?
Any of this because people dying at your theme park,
honestly,
is not good for business. Joining us now for more on this,
Jeez, man.
Chief Patient Officer at the Wellness Company and Addiction Medicine Specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. Great to see you tonight. Thanks for being with us.
Pleasure.
It's a strange story. So 2 suicides, 1 heart attack, and 1 what they're calling a medical episode. I know you live not far from Disneyland.
Yeah.
What do you think's going on here, and why do you think Disney hasn't said anything about it?
Because
it's bad for business. I mean, duh.
They never talk about stuff like this. It's the happiest place on earth.
Right.
Only good things happen
Right.
with the Disney products. But it's not at all surprising.
Is this like a common thing, just going to off yourself at Disney World?
Somewhere.
I mean, two in the span of a month.
About 70 people have died in these parks over the last 30 or so years. And what's interesting about anything like this is it comes in series. Random events segregate non-randomly, and they'll come in series.
True.
The thing that jumped out at me, though, was the suicides, because there are all these adults that try to
Bingo, right, yeah.
to live out some weird fantasy where Disney fulfills their unmet childhood needs or something.
Right.
And you can easily...
Disney people are in the head. Completely screwed.
You see how that person
oh boy
get depressed and feel like I'm going to do it. In
Sorry,
the
no offense.
happiest
Like,
place on
no
earth.
offense. I'm sure some of you are Disney people. I know they're everywhere. No offense, but like some of y'all are deep fried. All right.
Okay.
It's a very grandiose gesture, but it makes sense to me in terms of how the people that are unfulfilled are going there, and if they get depressed, how they might think of Disneyland as the place to do it.
My favorite ride at Disney was the air-conditioned bus back to the airport, by the way. It's wonderful.
Radix has a family member who's a Disney person, so I have direct experience with someone who is a Disney wacko, and I mean like full-blown Disney wacko, and oh god.
For kids, but I will say my wife and I lived in California. I've told you this, and we went to Disneyland. We didn't have children at the time, and we just felt sort of strange, And I know if you live in Florida or Southern California, that's part of life out there.
Yes.
But anywhere else, it's just kind of bizarre.
And by the way, I think the reason they got rid of the Skyway was because people were jumping out of that.
Yeah, there's a bridge in Rhode Island, the Mount Hope Bridge, that is a big spot for suicides because it's called the Mount Hope Bridge.
But there's a bridge near my home called Suicide Bridge.
Ooh.
And here's that forest in Japan. What do they call it? What's that place called? Japan Suicide Forest. Aokigahara Forest. That's it. The Sea of Trees. Very strange.
And they had to put up big fences and things because people...
Maybe just rename it?
It's called the Colorado Street Bridge now, but it's the people who live there just call it the Suicide Bridge because it's a grandiose gesture sometimes that people want. They want people to feel their pain.
Yeah. So one guy jumped.
So that's why they do it at Disney World?
In front of the monorail, which is just scary.
Oh, dude, why?
Imagine you've got children with you.
No!
Disney since 1971 in Florida.
That's just messed up.
68 people have died.
Yeah.
And that's,
that's actually kind of small.
That's kind of small.
Yeah,
a little bit.
especially
It's about
older
one a
people
year.
chasing kids around. People.
Wow. This is kind of unusual. I mean, 4 in the span of 3 weeks versus 70 people over the past 30 years. I would have thought it would be more than that. 70, only 70 over the last 30 years. Interesting. Erica Kirk on her late husband at the Patriot Awards, Fox Nation's Patriot Awards.
He knew that evil wins when good people stay silent. And so for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I don't stay silent. I'll keep speaking the truth, no matter the cost. No matter the cost. And I pray that all of you do too. He knew.
Ooh, interesting. You know that today, November 7th, is the National Day for Victims of Communism.
November 7th has been declared the National Day for the Victims of Communism. On this day, we remember the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, when the tyrannical ideology of communism was unleashed on the people of Russia. We remember the 100 million people around the world who have been killed in the name of communism over the past century. We remember the Ukrainians who were starved in the Holodomor. We remember the protesters massacred in Tiananmen Square, the Cambodians murdered in the killing fields. We remember the Iron Curtain and all those who were killed trying to escape to freedom. We remember that communism has always been and will always be incompatible with liberty, prosperity, and the dignity of life. We remember that while it always promises equality and liberation, it has only ever robbed people of their most basic rights and freedoms. And we remember the dissidents and freedom fighters who have stood in opposition to communism and courageously paid the ultimate price. On this day, we must remember that communism is still alive, that it continues to claim new victims every day. On this day, we must remember, so that we may stay forever resolved to uphold liberty and justice for all. On this day, we must remember.
Wow, check this out. Excuse me. Look at this. Former New Hampshire state rep. Former transgender New Hampshire state rep pleads guilty in connection to crimes against children. Stacy Lawton. I vaguely remembered this one a little bit. Wow. Facing up to 30 years. Should be worse. Should be worse than that. Things they did are so bad, I just don't even want to read it off.
The investigation, which began over a year ago, centered on a home where 3 to 5...
Another one, 3 illegal aliens from Honduras arrested and federally indicted for running a trafficking ring in Baton Rouge.
5 men at a time would be waiting in line outside.
Oh my gosh, say that again, what?
Which began over a year ago, centered on a home where 3 to 5 men at a time would be waiting in line outside.
Gross.
This video shot by the WBRZ shows Homeland Security going in and out of one of the residences where authorities say a sex ring was operating. According to a federal indictment from the Middle District, 3 Honduran nationals were running a sex trafficking operation from that home on Nicholson and another on Astor near LSU. Zyra Lopez Oliva.
Huh. Okay.
Jesus Lopez, Kirsis Castellanos Carrington were all indicted this afternoon. Homeland Security began investigating in August of last year and were finally able to make arrests last month after a sting operation confirmed what was going on inside. The indictment says the clientele were given a menu of available women through WhatsApp with prices, usually paying $40 to $60. Some of those women were trafficked from Houston and New Jersey. The investigation, which began over a year.
No joke. Not heard that. There's a movie on Michael Jackson dropping. Really, so they turned his life into a film, huh? Directed by Antoine Fuqua. He's a decent director. Can be anyway. Can be really good. Can also be really bad. What's it called? Title. I want to see the trailer. Come on. Where's the title? I'm scrolling through the article on my phone here. This is Michael. Okay. Show me. Apparently, what's the kid's name? Jafar Jackson? It's Michael's nephew. Yeah, nephew Jafar Jackson is playing Michael.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this. The tracks are made, the songs are ready. Let's take it from the top. This is your story. Honor your past and embrace the future. That's what people
Nice.
want.
Okay.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still, my man.
Ah. I don't know, man. Looks like it could be good. It could be doing this well. I don't know. It could be. Could fall apart though. Depends. It depends on whether a lot of things. I'll see that. I love Michael Jackson growing up. I mean most people my age did. Kind of hard not to. I will definitely go see that. When's that supposed to come out? Have a date yet? April 2026. All right, give me some fresh news, please. We got like 30 minutes left. My goodness.
To put a ban on stock trading for members of Congress is even a thing is because of Nancy Pelosi. I mean, she is rightfully criticized because she makes, I think, $174,000 a year, yet she has a net worth of approximately $413 million. In 2024, Nancy Pelosi's stock portfolio, this was a fascinating statistic to me, grew 70% in 1 year in 2024, and her portfolio outperformed every single large hedge fund in that same year and even more than doubled the returns of Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. So I think the president stands with the American people on this. He doesn't want to see people like Nancy Pelosi enriching themselves off of public service and ripping off their constituents in the process. As to put a bit...
Facts Matter 4030 says, remember when his dad made him get surgery to keep his voice high? I remember hearing that somewhere, yeah. I'm curious how they'll treat Joe Jackson in the film. He's not a good guy. Very, very bad guy. From all available accounts. Ooh. What do we got here?
People are waking up. They're getting it.
Yeah. Never should have been here in the first place at this level in 2025.
Right.
This thing should, and why? Because we know of the damage. In 2022, I'm going to nail this home for the last time, hopefully.
Yeah.
2022, we had German scientists boldly at that time stepping out and saying, we're doing tests and we're showing that this heart damage caused by this product, we know for sure that this product can cause heart damage. And they look at this. This is the study here. They looked at endomyocardial biopsies, so the cells, the heart cells. And they looked and they said, from what we see in these heart cells from the people that have myocarditis, this damage after the shot, they said the cardiac detection of the spike protein we're finding, the CD4 plus T cell dominated inflammation, it looks to us like this is a vaccine triggered autoimmune reaction. And at that point, you saw a lot of headlines come out and say, well, okay, maybe, but people get a lot more of that myocarditis if they get the infection naturally. So we have to prevent that. People can't get the infection even though the shot never stopped transmission in the first place.
Right.
So then that same year, we had scientists come out and say, oh, that's interesting. Well, we have a study here of hundreds of thousands of people out of Israel from their health managed system. And they say this, in the current large population study of subjects who were not vaccinated against SARS-CoV-2, we observed no increase in the incidence of myocarditis or pericarditis. They couldn't find any. And so that brings us to the new study now of the American Heart Association in the journal Circulation.
American Heart.
American Heart Association.
So
Not
this is huge. This isn't we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't some
Where do they get all the money to
fringe
do
journal.
all this?
Right.
You
Show is like, like a studio audience and everything. Never seen this before.
The spike protein is training the immune system to attack the SARS-CoV-2 virus. Hey, great. But then they go in there and they go, oh yeah, those heart cells, those look like pretty bad guys too. We're going to attack those. And it goes on to say this. It says, when functional responses to the KV, these are potassium channels, were analyzed, patients with this myopericarditis after mRNA vaccination, but not patients with COVID-19, displayed an expanded pattern of cytokine production similar.
So right there, just to be clear, they're saying we looked at both. This did not happen when you had the natural infection of COVID-19, only when you were vaccinated.
Yes,
okay.
That's exactly what they're saying.
Right, yep.
It says that they displayed an expanded pattern of cytokine production similar to that observed in the AMP mice, that's myopericarditis mice, and in autoimmune myocarditis. So they said, we're seeing this in the mice we induced, it's happening in the people, in their pathology, and then it says, what's the takeaways here in plainer speak? What are the clinical implications? Because they have a mechanism now, so they have to communicate this to the doctors and the scientists. And they say post-mRNA vaccine myopericarditis is driven by molecular mimicry. So the immune system cannot determine self from non-self. So it's attacking itself. And it says in susceptible patients. Well, what makes patients susceptible? It goes on to say in this next line, mRNA vaccine distribution. Well, the fact that this vaccine goes everywhere is what makes patients susceptible. It determines the occurrence of cardiac selective autoimmunity by favoring heart-homing imprinting. So heat-seeking, basically a heat-seeking missile of immune response, an anti-heart autoimmune response is what's happening. And I want to tell you, this journal is not a fringe journal. We go to its impact rating. This is the #3 journal in the world, in a 99 over 99 percentile in the cardiovascular medical journals. This is the big kahuna, and they're saying this. It's over. It's over at this point.
Oh, wow. A 20-year-old illegal immigrant, possibly, sounds like, and driving without insurance or registration, named Javohir Asrarov. Received a summons from the Aurora, Colorado police after trying to cut off a fire truck responding to an emergency, which resulted in a crash and 3 firefighters in the hospital. Wow. This is why it sucks now to drive. This is why it sucks driving everywhere. Literally everywhere. And I've talked about this before, but has anyone else noticed this? Like, it fucking sucks to drive now. It used to be fun. It used to be nice. relatively calm, to date. Go out for a nice cruise. Unless it was rush hour. I mean, you know. Of course, you run into the occasional asshole, maybe, sure. But now it's literally like every second of every drive you take. It doesn't matter where you're at, you get stuck behind some idiot doing crap like that, someone going 10, 20 miles an hour under the speed limit, you know, weaving in and out of oncoming traffic, people just ignoring obvious common sense traffic laws. It's unavoidable now. It is so bad. Like, and I'm sure it's especially bad for me because of the area in which I live, but I know it's not just here because I've traveled. And it's the same elsewhere too. Because of people like this. Our country is full of people that should not be here, driving on our roads, ruining everything, ruining your day. Every time I get into a car, I leave it unhappy. I leave it fucking pissed off. Pardon me, but I do. Which sucks, because I used to love driving. Only time I enjoy driving now is if I can do it in the middle of the night. Which I adore. Because it's the only time I can be on the road alone. Sucks, man. Look forward to the day when all of these people are gone. Hopefully within the next couple years. They need to pick up the pace a little bit, though. Doing decent, but they better hurry. They better get going. I'm sick of that shit, man. I've so had it with that.
A group of Muslims.
We're getting numb as a society of seeing people die.
Well, the Charlie Kirk thing fucking opened up my eyes.
Yeah.
How so, Joe?
Never expected so many people would celebrate that man's murder.
That is evil. That's
well. And yeah, I guess as you say, your eyes were definitely closed, weren't they?
Bizarre. It was just bizarre. Like normal people that I think they're good people, and they think they.
It was. I'll give him that though. It was pretty shocking to see. Just even if psychologically you knew that people like that were out there all over the place, seeing it everywhere you look, definitely pretty unnerving.
Genuinely think that guy was a bad guy, and I don't think they were right, and I think they were indoctrinated, and I don't agree with everything that Charlie Kirk said or did.
I don't care if he was a bad guy or not.
He's not a bad guy.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see anybody die.
First of all, he's fucking your age, right?
Yeah, 30.
He's a young guy, right? And he would go around to college campuses and have arguments with people, or have discussions with people, have debates with people.
Yeah.
But it infuriated people because they felt like this guy is going against the progress that was being made in society. But what he did not feel like was progress. Like it was a progressive agenda that was being pushed in most college campuses. It's a leftist, Marxist sort of agenda. He didn't feel like that was the correct way to live, and he felt like he had arguments against it, and he wanted, and it was, it's a business too, right? Like he developed this big social media platform because of it, and I don't, like I said, I don't agree. I don't think some of the things he said he should have said, but the fact that people were cheering when he died, normal people, housewives, moms, like fucking people working at banks, people working at various industries, celebrating a man getting shot in front of his kids. In the front of the whole world.
That's evil.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
Yeah, it's just really weird now.
It's really weird, and it's celebrated to hate people. And that's the weird part. And most of us know that that's wrong. And that's why, like, when this Charlie Kirk thing happens, there's a giant blowback. And most people recognize, like, hey, as a collectively, as a society, this is not right. Regardless of whoever that person is, whether that person's on the left or the right, they just got shot in front of the whole world. It's not a thing to celebrate ever. And especially when you're seeing people on the left that are supposed to be progressives. These are supposed to be the kind, compassionate, inclusive people that are celebrating gun violence, public execution. Like, that's insane. That's a public assassination. That's insane.
Yet here we are. Here we are, Joe. Look at this. This is crazy. This is just sad. British World War II veteran cries on national television this morning, saying, "My friends gave their lives for what? The country today."
What does Remembrance Sunday mean for you? What is your message?
My message is, I can see in my mind's eye those rows and rows of white stones of all the hundreds of my friends and everybody else that gave their lives for what? The country of today. No, I'm sorry. The sacrifice wasn't worth the result that it is now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Shut up, woman. Shut up.
What do you mean by that, though?
What we fought for, and what we fought for was our freedom. We find that even now it's darn sight worse than what it was when I fought for it.
Oh, Alec, I'm sorry you feel like that, because I want you to know that all the generations that have come since, including me and my children, are so grateful for your bravery.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because you ruined everything that he stood for. Fuck you. Fuck you, lady.
All that for service personnel, and
Sickening.
it's our job
Golly.
now, isn't it, to make it the country that you fought for. You absolutely fought for, and we will do. We want to.
I'm so wonderful to know there are people like you.
Yeah, right.
That spread the word around.
We will do.
Younger generation.
And I guarantee that everybody watching at home will be wanting you to send lots of love. We've got another little bit special thing for you.
She was truly sorry that he felt that way. She would have let him actually say why he felt that way. Cut him off. Disgusting.
Alec, we've got the D-Day darlings here. Come on over, guys.
Oh, wow. Now we have some cheesy D-Day darlings for you, sir.
You've got a little special present for him.
Oh, wow. They have a CD that he
Come and give it
probably doesn't know how to use.
You can, to thank you for all your many
Wow, you gave him a cheap freaking CD.
brave years of service and
To thank him for all that he's done.
others like you.
This is
That's what his service amounts to. For saving the West.
Album, Alec, and I know you love a lot of the songs on there, and this is the least we can do. This is
Yeah, you got that right.
a small thing, but you know we love you so much, Alec.
And it's all signed for you there as
These
well.
young ladies are like my own daughters.
Poor guy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is shocking they didn't go to commercial break. Glad I'm not the only one that feels that way. The whole charade was just condescending and insulting. It was sick. It was sick. Someone ought to track the man down and ask him at length why he feels that way. Why he feels the way that he said he felt. Because I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear every last thought he's got on what's become of the West. Especially, I mean, certainly his country, but all of our countries. I want to hear it from people like him. All right. Anything new here?
I listened to what she said as she
All that.
I am so happy.
Oh, this is the sandwich chucker. This is the guy that threw a sandwich at a Border Patrol agent.
That justice prevails in spite of everything happening. And that night, I believe that I was protecting the rights of immigrants. And let us not...
By throwing a sandwich into a Border Patrol agent's face, somehow. That's okay.
Forget that the Great Seal of the United States says e pluribus unum. That means from many, one. Every life matters, no matter where you came from. I am so happy.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Dr. Zeus and DLHS says I will message Base Damien and let her know about the gentleman that was just on there. Yeah. It'd be nice to try to track him down and actually get his thoughts on the modern world. And get him to expound at length on why he thinks the loss of all of his friends during World War II was most certainly not worth the current result. I want to hear that. I want to hear that, man. From him and others like him. I want to hear from that generation before they're gone. They were the last one to largely get it right. The last generation. Everyone since has been broken in one way or another. All right, come on. Give me some fresh business here. Lutnick.
The economy is on fire because of Donald Trump's economy.
It's a couple days old. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, I heard this was happening. Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. The whole bloody affair. The way it was originally supposed to be released, like both of the parts all in one massively long movie. Is going to be back in theaters, including in 70mm. Heck yes. Bring it on. I need to see that. And will include a never-before-seen 7-minute animated sequence. I remember there was that cool, like, anime sequence during... What was it? The, Ren Ishii, I think was her name in the movie. It's been years since I've seen it. Lady... Yeah. The, what's her name played it? What's her name? Freaking Asian actor girl. What's her stinking name? Lucy Liu? Yeah. That's it. Yeah, they had some anime sequence for that, so wow, another whole 7 minutes. I'll see it just for that.
Once upon a time, around the year 2003, there began a legend of bloody revenge.
Great films. They're so good. Love it.
That was the Mormon.
The crash zooms and oh man. Love that stuff.
You and I have unfinished business.
Baby, you ain't kidding. That woman.
I mean, we gotta go see Kill Bill 70mm. There's gonna be a 7-minute anime sequence. Never before seen. We gotta go see this. We're doing it. Yeah, when is this out? December 5th. Heck yes. Bring it on. We'll do it. There's another one to see. Good. Okay, we'll skip that. Where's all the fresh news, please? Give me something to work with. American Airlines CEO, David Seymour, just this morning.
First thing I want to say is I want to thank all of the federal workers, all of our air traffic controllers, our TSA officers, our CBP officers, and all the people that support them for coming in and working like they are without pay. It is incredible what they're doing and ensuring that our aviation system is safe. Now, I also thank our team who's doing everything during this shutdown here to ensure that we are minimizing the disruption and making sure that our customers are always the center of our focus and attention on how we manage through this. But let me be clear. We need to get the government reopened. We need to get this aviation system back, and I implore our members of Congress to get together and get the government reopened so we can get back to normalcy. Aviation is super critical to this nation. It's super critical to our traveling public. First thing
It's definitely bad news for all that to be going south. Delays and whatnot. All right. Oh boy, Dr. Oz on GLP-1 costs in regard to the man who fainted in the Oval Office yesterday. That's right. Oh, I meant to like check up on that. So the whole thing like started off with Trump announcing that someone had just fainted. One of the people present, one of the pharma people, had just like lost consciousness. Where was this? When was it? This one, maybe over here.
Well, this is very exciting, because again, we're bringing drug prices down to almost over the level as possible. Tremendous cuts, 200%, 300%, 500%.
This might cut it off from the beginning of the video. I remember when I watched it live, it was there. Someone had fainted. So, let's see.
Doctor, you got put into service yesterday inside the Oval Office. Tell us what happened, because we were all watching this video that's gone viral.
Well, standing for hours at a time, if you don't know how to do it the right way, it can be difficult. And this wonderful gentleman, I noticed his knees were beginning to buckle. And you don't have to be a doctor to know this. The most important thing if someone's about to faint is catch them. You know, and make sure.
Head injuries will be the worst part.
Because the big injury happens when they bang their head on the ground. The cause of the fainting is almost always manageable. So we got him down. We put a little chocolate in his mouth. We got an IV in, and he got excellent medical care. And I connected with him last night. He went home to his wonderful wife. But I got to share just a little behind the scenes here. The president, God bless him, called the wife from the Oval Office, giving her updates on how her husband was doing. I got it. When you actually know the man as a human being, not as a political actor, you have to love him. And I appreciate that he did that.
Wow.
As everyone knows, folks aren't being paid while we're in a shutdown. Our air traffic controllers are not being paid. In fact, starting tomorrow, the airlines are going to be canceling flights. Our staffs are not being paid. Federal employees are not being paid. These young men and women here, our pages, are not being paid. Our military is only being partially paid. I'm confused about SNAP payments. Some say the payments are being made. Some say they aren't. I don't know who's telling the truth, but I do know this. I don't think anybody wants to see anybody hungry in America. The only people that I can ascertain who are being paid are members of Congress. Now, I'm not being paid. I said I wasn't going to take a salary during the shutdown. And some of my colleagues are, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm really, the purpose of this is not to judge anybody. I'm just saying that it's time that Congress set an example. I've got two bills I'm going to offer up today. The first one is called the No Shutdown Paychecks to Politicians Act. This just says that while we're in a shutdown, members of Congress don't get paid, and they don't get back pay. The second bill is entitled Withhold Member Pay During Shutdowns Act. That bill says while we're in a shutdown, members of Congress don't get paid, but they will get paid. They'll get their money in arrears after we open government back up.
Mm. Okay. Well, I'm running out of steam, folks. I don't see much else cooking here. I know, what was Trump supposed to be doing here? Coming up around 11:30, I think. Let me go back down to that schedule. There it is. Yeah, he's supposed to be meeting with Prime Minister of Hungary. Huh. So we should see something coming out of that here in the next hour. But until then, we're kind of out of luck. Let me go to Rapid Response and see if they got anything from the official White House crew.
President Trump is more than willing to weigh in and to talk to the Democrats about path forward on how to fix the unaffordability and unsustainability problems of Obamacare, a problem the Democrats created. The president's more than willing to help them fix that, but not while the government is being held hostage. All the president's saying is, you know, open up the government, then let's sit down and talk on a path forward. That's been offered up. I mean, I don't know how you can be more reasonable. This is really a handful of Democrats who, it's all we need is 5 to come forward, but they again are being bullied by their leadership, by the far left in this country, and as a consequence of that, you've got troops, men and women in uniform, are going without pay. You got women and children who are going to be going without WIC and food stamps. You've got people who are working in airlines and airports, as you heard Secretary Duffy say earlier, and flight delays and everything that goes with that. The pain is multiplying for the American people, and the Democrats yesterday at their caucus meeting, Dana, we're celebrating it. It was a big pep rally, and I just don't know how you defend that to the American people who are the ones that are suffering.
This morning, I want you to listen to this one person that we spoke to.
Okay, here's a look at some like how bad the delaying cancellation stuff is with these flights.
It's about the nightmare she dealt with last night and then again this morning.
Wait, hold on. Wow. Nightmare at Newark International Airport forces traveler to rent a car to get to Utah. So she resigned herself to driving rather than flying.
In the middle of the night, Air Canada just canceled my trip. They rebooked me, but I woke up to get to Newark, New Jersey, and I'm in an Uber. As soon as I step into the Uber, I pull up the new itinerary. You're not anticipating to be rebooked all the way at JFK. An hour earlier than the flight I was on here.
What?
So what are you going to do?
I'm renting a car. I have to be back in Utah by Tuesday, and from what I hear with the counters, the airline counters, and TSA, they literally said to me, if I were you, I wouldn't travel over the next 3 days. So.
And who said that to you?
people at the TSA clear and the counters, the airline counters.
Wow.
Because I think it's going to get worse.
This morning,
Oh, great.
I want you to listen to this.
Well, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Because I still wanting to go to Portland. If I at this rate, I might not even have enough left because bills are draining. And, well, I'm going to get paid for that job that I worked the other day. That might do it. That might get there, but like this is ridiculous. I might not even be able to go anyway. Even after my license gets here, God knows when that's going to happen. It's 7 to 10 days. It's been 4, I think. 3, 5, 4. Yeah, it's been like 4 days. I don't know. I'm if this gets worse, I might be shit out of luck, man.
This one person that we spoke to, she.
Jeez.
President Trump got into office January 20th, immediately issued an executive order on rare earths, and here we are, it's November, and I have this to take back to the Oval, to President Trump. This is the first magnet made in the U.S., I believe, in 25 years. In 25 years. So rare earth magnet problem, we're on our way to solving the Chinese chokehold that they have. This fantastic facility here in Sumter, South Carolina. They started it 18 months ago. The state of South Carolina, Governor McMaster was fantastic. They said it took them 8 weeks to get permits. They couldn't believe how fast it was. And this is President Trump's all hands on deck for this national security emergency. President Trump got into office January.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't see anything else terribly interesting. We'll oh, here's Oz, the guy that painted again. Let's.
So far, he's doing well, but I'll tell you a story it speaks loudly to the kind of person the president is. So I wanted to speak to the wife to let her know what was happening, but also comfort her. And the president saw me in the corner, and he came over and said, "Who are you talking to?" I said, sort of sheepishly, "I'm talking to the wife." And he said, "Give me that phone."
Give me that phone.
He talked to her and got
That's really cool.
her much calmer than I could have ever done. And I just think he's just a wonderful human being that he would take time. He could have gone up and done 10 other things, but he actually cared that the wife of a man who he has never met before felt in a safer place. He remembers the forgotten folks.
That is really cool.
So far, he's
nice little story. All right. Well, I will call it quits there. Sorry, I ran out of steam there, ran out of stuff to cover, but you know, it happens. It happens in the mornings, especially when there's not anything cooking yet. Sunny is here. That does it for me. How you doing, Sunny?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Cool.
I have a friend who's very much watching the airlines too. Her daughter is supposed to go to a conference in Kentucky,
Oh,
and she's
no.
wondering like how many people are going to be like doing the conference now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. No fun.
All right.
Well, you have a good show. Suppose I'm
All
out.
right,
I'm gonna go get
thank
some lunch.
you.
I'm starving.
Have a good day.
I will. You too. You guys.
Hey, folks. How you doing?
All right. Bye, YouTube. That's it for me. I'm out. I got nothing else. Oh, John Collins says, "What license, Pam?" My driver's license. Driver's license. I got a. It's expired. As of what was it? 3 days ago. So I had to renew it, and also had to get it updated to the stupid little star, the real ID. Yep. You have to have that to freaking travel, at least with any measure of convenience. So I had to go do that. All right. I will not be back this evening. It's gonna be tomorrow afternoon. I will see you guys next from 1 to 3. So I'll see y'all then. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Enjoy. Adios.